If you go to IKEA this afternoon to buy furniture and assemble it following the instructions, you may end up with a minimalist coffee table, a wobbly chair, or even an unrecognizable wooden artwork. But what if I told you that in paleontology, a group of top scientists have been assembling with the same manual for 68 whole years? Some built a fish, some a worm, and others a screw. Stranger still, everyone swears they got it absolutely right. This is the most frustrating yet fascinating matryoshka mystery in paleontology, Tully Monstrum. The story begins 300 million years ago in the Carboniferous period. Back then, the North American continent was a humid, sweltering tropical swamp where dead plants accumulated into thick peat. In this world of the bizarre little creature only 30 to 40 centimeters long. It glided along happily with its tail, totally unaware of how much of a stir it would cause in human science 300 million years later. Fast forward to the year 1958. At the Mason Creek Clay Concretion Fossil Site in Illinois, USA, a fossil enthusiast named Francis Tully was completely stunned when he cracked open a hard stone. Imprinted in the hollow of the rock was a monster he had never seen in his life. It had a long, slender submarine-like body with a diamond-shaped fin on its tail. But the most incredible part was its head. Its mouth was actually a retractable rubber tube at the very front of its body, with a lobster claw-like structure at the end. That's not even the wildest part. Its eyes weren't on its head at all, but held out on both sides by two hard rod-like structures, just like a submarine's dual periscopes. This bizarre combination looks like lobster claws, snail tentacles, submarine periscopes, and a fishtail forcibly stitched together. Scientists searched all biological atlases, but could not find a single matching relative. To honor its discoverer, it was officially named Tully Monstrum. If common dinosaur fossils are complete advanced Lego sets with bones, teeth, and clear structures, then what the Tully monster left scientists is merely an ink-wash shadow on mudstone. What Mason Creek preserves are not hard bones, but soft tissue impressions. 300 million years of geological squeezing pressed this soft-bodied creature deep into rock textures like a dried pressed flower. Paleontologists thus entered a half-century-long picture-guessing frenzy. What does every extremely faint line in the rock actually represent? In 2016, science saw a sensational, case-solved finale. A top research team re-examined over 2,000 Tully monster specimens and published 2 heavyweight papers back-to-back in the top journal Nature, firmly declaring, case closed. The Tully monster is a vertebrate, an ancient cousin of today's lampreys, jawless fish. Their evidence seemed flawless, the white line down its body, not an intestine, but a notochord, the precursor of vertebrae. The lines on its body, those are myomeres and gill sacs unique to vertebrates. The most remarkable find was the eyes. Scientists found specifically arranged melanosomes under the microscope, a microstructure nearly unique to vertebrate retinas. Back then, all popular science media cheered. The decades-old puzzle was finally solved. This thing is just a bizarre, ancient fish. If the story ended here, it would be nothing more than an ordinary scientific discovery. But the coolest thing about science is that twists always come after the next observation. Just 1 year later in 2017, another team of scientists came forward with magnifying glasses. Wait a minute, you call this a notochord? Many stomachless arthropods leave similar traces when squashed, and their guts spill out. Isn't it hasty to take compression artifacts as vertebrate evidence? In 2023, research teams unveiled game-changing tech, high-res 3D laser scanning, and X-ray micro-CD. Instead of just 2D outlines, scientists fully reconstructed every contour of the Tully monster in 3D space. The scan results poured cold water on the 2016 vertebrate theory. Structures deemed vertebrate myomeres didn't match in 3D. The so-called three-lobed brain may just be geological artifacts. The team flatly concluded it's likely not a vertebrate at all, and may even be an invertebrate protostome. Think that's it? By 2025, a review paper sorted through all competing hypotheses. Arthropods, worms, mollusks, some even call it an alien snail. All kinds of hypotheses bloomed. At the recent 2026 Irish Geosciences meeting, New abstracts presented fresh evidence. Researchers rescanned eye melanosomes from 41 specimens using Raman spectroscopy and SEM. The conclusion flipped again. Eye microfeatures still strongly support it being a vertebrate, possibly related to jawed vertebrates. You see, from "it's a fish" to "it's not a fish" to "it might actually be a fish." The same monster shifts identity like a ghost under humanity's most precise instruments. At this point, you might laugh. These top scientists have been at it for nearly 70 years, and it's like drawing lots. Can they even get it right? But this is the biggest misunderstanding of science. The Tully Monster story is never about scientists finding nothing in 60 years, but the truest, grandest trial and error process as humans decode nature's wordless book. Fossils never speak. They don't come with a manual that says, "I am a vertebrate." All conclusions we see are essentially best guesses at faint signals using current technology. In 2016, we viewed it with naked eyes and basic microscopes. In 2023, we dissected it with 3D lasers and CT. In 2026, we deconstruct its pigment molecules via Raman spectroscopy and quantum microanalysis. Every technological leap overturns yesterday's conclusions. Each reversal brings us one step closer to the real world 300 million years ago. Nature sealed the brilliant puzzle in peat. It offers no standard answer, but quietly watches generations of humans update tools and upgrade thinking, edging back the unknown like detectives. Scientific truth is never a rigid dogma, but an endless test. How reliable a conclusion is depends not on how many people believe it, but on whether it can stand the test of the next new observation method. The debate over the Tully Monsters classification continues. But no matter what group it ends up in, this 300-million-year-old rock has already fulfilled its greatest mission. It is like a mirror, reflecting the humility of human reason and the infinite romance of exploring the unknown.